Not a bad evening for us around southern Colorado. Isolated showers, even a rumble of thunder or two, especially in the eastern portion of the area. But Lyman, which saw some strong showers and thunderstorms just off to your south this afternoon into this evening, not showing too much right now. Just a few clouds, and you can see those wind turbines flickering off in the distance. Of course, there are plenty of turbines as you head to the north of the city. By the time we finish it off in Lyman, we'll drop down to 56 tomorrow morning. It's 58 for your low in the Springs, 62 in Pueblo, 64 at Canyon City. Lower to middle 60s out in the eastern plains, upper 50s and lower 60s as you head down towards Walsenburg and Trinidad. 30s, 40s, and 50s. Yes, 30s tonight in Leadville. You drop down to 38 degrees. You'll break out the jacket tomorrow morning as you head out to your Sunday morning plans. No one else is going to really do that, though. Maybe in Gunnison or Alamosa, but outside of that, everyone else is in the shirt sleeves, I suspect, by tomorrow morning. Live HD Doppler radar. This is what we're looking at right now. Far eastern portion of the state, just a few showers. Isolated thunderstorms we talked about a few minutes ago. Everything else that you see here on your screen is false, but there are some real showers further off to the east in portions of Kansas into Nebraska. Some of those are still on the strong side. So if your travel plans take you east of Lyman over towards Burlington and into Kansas over towards Colby, and that could be a bit of a travel issue for you, but outside of that, everything else should be okay. Just a few light showers as well off to the west of Springfield, over towards Trinidad along Highway 160. Pueblo, 17th Street and Grand Avenue, Parkview Medical Center, that 83 that we're seeing on our screen looks a little warm, doesn't it? But it was 83 degrees at the airport as well as of a few minutes ago. We're seeing a calm wind as we look back into town. Skycast, as we go through the rest of our Saturday and into our Sunday, calls for a chance for showers and storms to continue at least into the early portion of the overnight. Maybe not quite as much as is indicated by the Skycast, but it's still a possibility for us to see an isolated shower or two as we go through the rest of the evening into the early portion of our Sunday morning. And as we go through our Sunday afternoon, more showers and storms are possible. Some of them could be on the strong side, but heavy rain is really the main threat for us as we go through the next day or so, because there's plenty of moisture to work with thanks to the monsoon. Hail and strong winds are threats as we go through the day tomorrow with our storm tracker for the areas especially in green from I-25 and I-70 over to the Kansas line. Skycast precipitation, the bulk of what we see is off to the northeast of us in the Springs. As we zoom in on the Springs, you notice that totals are not all that heavy, less than 1/10 of an inch in most areas. Same thing is true in Pueblo County until you get over to Boone, where Skycast wants to put about 2/10 of an inch in your rain bucket. We're going to see a little bit of rain in the southeastern part of the state as well. Highs tomorrow sitting in the 80s and 90s for most areas, 84 in the Springs, 91 at Pueblo, 89 at Canyon City. Lower to middle 90s out in the plains before the storms arrive, 70s and 80s for the high country. 7-day forecast then for the Springs. High temperatures, upper 70s and lower 80s across the board. There are some mid-80s later on, mid to upper 80s by the end of the forecast. Chance for storms takes us all the way into Wednesday before it goes away. Those are going to be sitting in the upper 50s and lower 60s. As we look at our forecast for Pueblo, we notice high temperatures are sitting in the lower 90s at first, then it's mid to upper 80s to right around 90, then eventually lower 90s again as we end off our extended forecast. Your chance for storms goes through Wednesday, then returns again on Saturday. Canyon City, upper 80s at first for tomorrow, then it's lower to middle 80s Monday and Tuesday. Upper 80s to lower 90s throughout the rest of the forecast. Lows are in the lower 60s. And in Teller County, upper 60s to lower to middle 70s for most of the forecast. Right around 80 by next Saturday. Chance for storms, of course, is in the forecast every day, but only on a very scattered basis later on this coming week.
All right, Jay, thanks so much. Well, hot enough outside to take a dip, but maybe not in mud.
Nevertheless, it didn't stop